another round of the NASA Pro 4 Challenge. This time we are in Michigan. Good evening and welcome in to the NASA Pro 4 Challenge at Bark River, and this is going to be, what word do we want to use? Let's say scintillating, because Bark River, a wonderful track, 1.5 miles in length, so many different kinds of corners, jumps, jumping while cornering. It's calamity, chaos, whatever verbs you would like to use. It's going to be a fun time. We are here for the ride on ASN TV with Brian Sawyer in the production truck. My name is Josh Mertz as we get set to roll, finishing practice. And in practice right now, there is a very close battle between the top three. It's going to be interesting. Let's take a look at our race format coming into the third round. In about 8.5 minutes, we head to qualifying. 3 laps, solo qualifying session. That will set the grid for our 5-lap heat races. The field gets split into those 2 heat races. Those races will set the grid for the first feature race, 8 laps in duration. And the top 24 drivers from that will qualify for the second feature race. Mr. Sawyer, I have no clue what we are going to witness tonight. But if we go off of any NASA race, NASA Rallycross race in the last couple of years, Bark River, unpredictable, and so much fun to drive.
Hey Josh, how you doing? I think what we're going to see tonight is we're going to see Thad Countryman wax the field. It's a track he is historically probably one of the quickest at. He's at a 10th off of Evan McFarland right now, so we'll see. I don't think Evan's going to be able to hold that pace.
As while I was doing my intro, I alluded to 3 trucks within a 10th of a second. It was Thad Countryman, Evan McFarland, Cody Winicky, and then they've got half a second back to Adam McAfee in the 18. Brandon Forcade in the 043 at a 1 minute 11.435. So there is quite the discrepancy when you go further down the running order here in practice. I'm so excited. It sounds like I have nothing to say, Brian. I have all of the things to say, and I can't say them all at once. Bark River, one of my favorite tracks, one here in NASA Rallycross Lights a couple of years ago. And I've been watching these guys utilizing all of the berms and all of the essentially curbing with the grass. This is going to be fun. Let's take a look at points and programming coming into round 3 of Pro 4 here in Bark River.
Good thing. We'll start with schedule first, and you can read that off for me because I got to fix one thing.
We are here in Bark River, so our next stream is Sunday Night Lights in Winton in Australia. That's going to be Brian and I think Josh Darnell. I'm going to try and jump in the car for that one. That's at 9 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday. And Pro 4 off next week. Remember, they alternate with Crosscar. So Crosscar will be back at Hell in Norway on the 21st at 9 o'clock Eastern time. You'll have myself, you'll have Brian Sawyer for that one. And that's another track where we don't know how they are going to race, just like the trucks here at Bark River. Should be a super fun time. SimCar is back, their first round on July 30th at Road America. That time is definitely not right. Let's call it 9 o'clock Eastern time for that one as well. And Brian smiles at me. Is it broken? I don't know.
No, it's not broken. Let's go ahead and look at points coming into this evening. We got Cody Winicky, top of the table, tied with Connor Berry, who is not here this evening for P1, 106 points apiece. Thad Countryman in P3, 102 to Matthew Lindy's 101. Evan McFarland, P5 with 96. Joel Ehrlich, Brandon Forcade, Chase Spalding, Klaus Kreutzer, and Carter Gosh round out the top 10. Over in teams, Team Gold, 308 points to TWRS is 306. Channel 199, 264, and KLR Fat Beats at 244. Ascension Racing, Slapex, Tung Shahar, Daniel Newman Racing, Moist, and Thomas Family Racing round out the top 10.
You know you've done something right when I just get a smiling Brian Sawyer. I can't even finish what I want to say. He's holding back laughter, Brian. I
got excited. I said tung Sahar.
I just want to remind everyone, as I'm really good at my job, I'm all out of order. NASA Pro 4 Challenge on ASN TV, brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams, bringing you every angle, every lap no matter the track, car, or series, facebook.com/WSimCams. Andrew Cardinale IV making it look like we know what we're doing. And if you'd like to race, NASASimRacing.com. Follow us on all platforms, ASN TV USA. Brian, I'm throwing you all out of whack here as we finish practice.
I think I finished fixing all of Josh Mertz renamed the series and broke all the logos. I think it's good.
It's a special talent that I have of breaking everything. I can hear you. You're not as quiet as you were in the open, so we're getting some progress made. Let's see. Who do we have on track? Let's ride on board and experience this together. And Cody Winicky just leaving the pit lane. He won the opening round in Wheatland, Brian. Let's jump on board and enjoy a lap or however long he gives us in the 9.
Oh.
I noticed those two
Hello.
coming out of the pits. It was Adam McAfee, Jake Robichaux. Winicky just drove into the back of Robichaux in the 69, but it doesn't invalidate his lap, but it ruins him time-wise. I was curious to see where he would be on the running order with 2 minutes left in practice. Such a fun track. I've admittedly, in this track, trucks are the main discipline that run here, right? And I've never watched them. I'm a very good journalist, Brian. And watching these trucks on this track, I think we're crazy that we put rally cars on this track with how big these jumps are.
But we have a nice little check box for damage off.
Is Adam McAfee over the big jump? I mentioned Sunday about an incident here. I think it was Cody Crosgrove that rolled over the jump to the other side of the track where Adam McAfee's coming around to now. We had a car going the wrong direction, barrel rolling. It was the short's still on ASN On Demand. It was a promo short that Brian did. My point being, it was a massive code brown for people coming around the corner the correct way, and then you see a car rolling in front of you over your head. But in true NASA fashion, I think it was Crosgrove. Crosgrove was involved, and he didn't hit the brakes. He just kept the throttle pin. We look at Alex Funk in the 122 for JC Simsport, making his way around turn 3. Turn 4 and 5. Really, my knowledge from the rally cars, you want to stay driver's right, pitch the car, almost like the jump at Barcelona, over the massive jump between 5 and 6. Just hope you're going to land correctly. Turn 6. Don't go too far. It'll compromise your run through the whoops. Multiple different lines through these whoops. I expect some chaos to be had through here. Turn 7's tricky. Blind uphill off camber. Pit entry on driver's right if something goes wrong. And again, the jump, let's call it turn 12. Or sorry, turn 8. It's one of those corners, again, where you want to pitch yourself into a spin. We look at Winicky back on track, letting Errol Young through. And what I was interested, Brian, is they are running the berms through these final couple of corners, and they are all the way up on the banking to skip the whoops the final couple of corners. Interesting line.
Yeah. I mean, you might remember in the rallycross cars, you can't go up there. You will stuck in the grass, but these trucks can drive over it just though. That is the preferred line for these guys.
You can. It's very risky, and it normally ends with you crashing your car in the rallycross car. Qualifying begins, and Thad Countryman in the 26 is our first truck on track. Behind him, Brandon Forcade, then Garth McDade. And Thad Countryman, oh so close the last couple of races, had an issue in the opening race in Wheatland, got stuck in traffic for the second feature, and then Connor Berry showed up, and he had no chance to beat Mr. Berry. Will this be Thad's night? Will Evan have anything to say about it? Will Cody Winicky have anything to say about it as Thad begins? First lap over turn 1. Again, being able to control the roll and the pitch of these vehicles while in midair. It is impressive to watch. The never-ending turn 2 and turn 3 gets tighter every moment that you go forward. And then heading down to the 4 and 5 chicane like we talked about a moment ago. Keep the truck pitched in through 5, over the jump. Don't go too far. Lands good into turn number 6. Slow corner, 43 miles an hour at the apex. Over the 3 whoops and into turn 7. Hug the inside as best as you can, winding your way through the corner. Over the jump between 7 and 8. And then down to 9 and 10. A couple tricky corners, a switchback, slow hairpin. You have a couple different lines that you can run through 10, 11, and 12 like we alluded to. You can run the bank, you can run the middle. Countryman utilizes the bank to skip the whoops through 11, through 12, get the power down and across the line for the 26 to set the benchmark. What will he run? 1 minute 10.636. 4K, the first lap doesn't count. Easton Hankins begins his first lap. Kieran Lifflander crosses the line. The lap doesn't count. Garth McDade, 15.2. Leckenby, 14.2. Archer's first lap doesn't count. Nor does Daryl Young. Nor does Jake Robichaux. Chase Spalding, 112.546. Cody Winicky begins his first lap. So does Lindy. So does Ulrich. Funk crosses the line. The first lap doesn't count either. Matty Grove is the next on track. We've got Evan McFarland leaving the pit lane in the 0-4. Grove crosses the line. His first lap, 1 minute 15.670. Robbie Kirtley's first lap doesn't count. And Evan McFarland will begin his first lap. Devin Hughes in the 60, making his first start for JC Simsport tonight. And Chase Spalding right behind him to complete his second lap. What will Devin Hughes run in the 60? Across the line. 1 minute 13.0. Spalding, second lap doesn't count. Daryl's second lap doesn't count. Matt Lass on his second lap, his first one did not count. And Countryman, will he improve? Across the line, his second lap doesn't count, Brian. Forcade has given up his second lap. Easton Hankins ending his first lap. What will he run? Only 6 vehicles have run a lap time. Make that 7 with Hankins at a 1:14.1. Lifflander, 1:13.0. It's easy to get off tracks or 0x contacts, Brian, with all the walls and the berms and such. Tricky track.
It's easy off the, I don't know what turn it is. I think it's the turn we're coming up to, Benjamin Archer. After these 2 jumps, it's very easy to get a track cut on the right-hand side. After
so
this
through
left.
turn 5. This is turn 4,
turn
and then into turn 5, the right-hander. I agree with you.
There, it's very
happened
easy.
Once or twice to me. Just a quick update. Cody Winicky went second at a 110.829. He's still 2 tenths down. Where is Evan McFarland?
He just gave up his first lap.
Robbie Kirtley says contact 0x. It's happening to everybody. Adam McAfee on his... coming to his first lap. Countryman across the line on his third lap, 110.533. That's it. He has no other qualifying laps to run. And Evan McFarland. He's done this before where a mistake happens. We look at Kieran Lifflander in the 20 across the line for the former NASA Rallycross World Champion. He does not clock a lap time on his third lap. McFarland over the jump of turn 1. As far drivers left as you can. Up the hill to turn 2. Rotate the truck before you take off. Jake Robichaux crosses the line. The third lap doesn't count for him. Joel Ulrichs, he has given up his third lap as well. Forcade crosses the line. 111.381. He goes to third. Alex Funk, 116.6. He goes to 14th. Matty Grove, 115.8. He stays 12th. Cody Winicky begins his third lap in qualifying. Matthew Lindy as well in fourth right now at the moment in the 3. Behind him, Devin Hughes. Lindy across the line. Will he improve? Second lap doesn't count. Hughes' third lap doesn't count. Matt Lass, 1:12.784. He stays in 6th. Adam McAfee next up to end his first lap. What will he run in the 18 across the line? 1:11.5. He goes to 4th quick. Easton Hankins completing his qualifying run. Along with Evan McFarlane. 14.3 for Hankins, 10.9 for McFarlane. That's 3rd quick. He's looking for 4/10. And Cody Winicky.
He's not looking for anything, Josh. He just pulled off, destroyed his vehicle.
So McFarlane out in qualifying. Cody Winicky, 2 corners left for the number 9 from Arizona. Matty Grove right behind him. Will Winicky be able to take the fight to Countryman across the line on his 3rd and final lap? 1:10.9, nowhere close. Matty Grove, 1:15.8. He completes his qualifying run. We wait for Lindy. He's on a flyer in the 3, currently sitting in 6th. What will Lindy do? No, he gives it up at the line. Oh, I don't know if that was a good idea, Matt. I wouldn't have done that one. McAfee in the 18. He'll have one more lap to see if he can improve. He currently sits in 5th, ending his 2nd lap. 1:11.668. He runs a little bit slower there, begins his 3rd lap. I want to squash something that I'm confused about, Brian. I recall, is the first lap the best on these tracks, or is it better as the track scrubs the loose dirt off?
That's a great question. I wish I could tell you the answer.
You don't know either.
I don't know either, no.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to figure it out together tonight. I just remember the rallycross races when we raced at Crandon, and Cap gets so much quicker as the track rubbers in. I'd like to think that happens with these, but we'll figure it out. Oh, Matthew Lindy. His wheel shut off coming to the line to end that qualifying run. That's the worst. But I tell you, that's not the first time that's happened. We remember when the World Championship raced here, Evan was racing for the lead, I think, and his wheel shut off right around this sector of the track. The equipment doesn't like it.
I remember multiple instances of Farland that happening to him, but I think he's got new equipment, so that should be happening. Not at all anymore, but my favorite one, or I guess most memorable one, I wouldn't say favorite, is to the left, and he went out to the pits. That's it, Josh. They're all done.
Let's head to heat number 1. Take us through the results, Brian, and then I'll kick it forward.
Thad Countryman, pole in heat 1, and number 1 in qualifying. I don't know where I'm going with that. Cody Winicky, P2, Evan McFarlane, P3, Brandon Forcade, Adam McAfee, Matthew Lindy, Chase Spalding, Matt Lass, Joel Ehrlich, Devin Hughes, Kieran Lifflander, Daryl Young, Easton Hankins, Jamison Leckenby, Matthew Grove, Garth McDade, Alexander Funk, Benjamin Archer, Jake Robichaux, and Robbie Kirtley not setting a lap. 20 cars.
20 cars tonight as we get set to roll and grid for heat number 1. As the field is split between these 2 heat races, Thad Countryman on pole position, McFarlane, McAfee, Spalding, Ulrich, Lifflander, Hankins, Grove, Funk, and Kirtley. This will set the grid for the inside line for our first feature race a little bit later on. And Brian has learned his lesson. We are not doing a full pace lap. I'm so proud of you.
I just hit the button, man.
Matthew Lindy, he says in chat, I just qualified on the race set, and I just realized that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
it'd be a good thing if we gave points for making passes.
I remember in the lights race that I won. I can't remember. I think I started last. Or was it Clog? Or was it both of us? Making our way through. Passing is very interesting here. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity to do passes normally and also just send it, Brian. Countryman and McFarland. They're asking again if they go on leader. You might have to run away and go yell at them.
I can't.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
they do.
I hope I hope somebody's listening to us. Let them know. You go on...
On leader.
On leader.
On leader.
Brian runs away and tells them, and he's back now, and we're getting set to roll. Safety truck is off, so Thad Countryman will lead the field all the way around this final sector. One car missed the start. It was Joel Ulrich in the 8. Dare I say it, that might be the best maneuver to do.
I don't think so. Pits are so far away from the actual race, Josh.
As I finished that statement, Brian, I realized what I was saying and where the pits are. But we've seen crazier things happen as we get set for Heat 1 here in Bark River. 5 laps, and it'll set the grid to the inside line. Green flag. What a jump from Countryman, leaving McAfee and McFarland side by side over the jump. They nearly landed on one another. Spalding, Hankins, Lifflander, McFarland to the inside. Grove, Kirtley, Funk, and Ulrich in the back of the field. Into turn 2, into turn 3. McAfee takes the spot. Here comes Spalding in the 39. McFarland dropping a couple places off the start. Into 4 and 5. Very hard to go. Double file through here, and we don't, as Spalding lets McFarland go. Single file through the field. Over the massive jump. McFarland pointed towards the wall. Saves it in the 0-4. Has to make his way around McAfee. Doesn't want to let Countryman run away with this race this early on after half a lap. And you were right, Brian. Ulrich is over half a lap behind the field, so I promise I know what I'm talking about. McFarland to the inside. He'll have the outside down to turn number 9. Can he over, under? Ulrich shallow, or McAfee, shallow line. McFarland can't get anything done. Multiple lines. These final couple of corners, fascinating to watch these trucks race. Over the jump, through the whoops. McFarland on the inside. Door banging on the 18 of McAfee, and across the line, McFarland goes to second at the end of the first lap. Countryman leads by a country mile, dare I say it, compared to McFarland and McAfee in second and third, Brian.
Just on board Chase Spalding here. Just look at what he can't see. Half the time he can't see anything, Josh. That's crazy. Back behind 2 cars side by side, you're just kind of blind following a dirt trail.
It's the worst part. Into the bank goes Hankins in the back of the field, Brian. He spins, and he has to let 3 trucks go. Grove, Kirtley, and Funk. He's back going. No pressure from Ulrich. And I find myself with the dirt rework. Let's take a second look. Hankins did yep, it's easy to do. You are going blind over that crest, into that chicane. You have to effectively have practiced that so many times that you can just trust in your blind sending of the truck. And he could not trust his blind sending of the truck. Now McFarland has gotten by McAfee. Will he be able to chase down Countryman? The gap is about 2 seconds. Now back to 1.3. Timing is having a field day at the moment. Countryman 1 minute 11.0, 1 minute 11.2 for McFarland. Before Hankins. It's a struggle today. Words are hard, ladies and gentlemen. Before Hankins had his issue, I wanted to say that with the dirt, especially at these tracks, Brian, you are definitely blindly following, and you better hope that the guy you're following isn't crashing, because you will be crashing as well. Speaking of, Slapex teammates, side by side, always racing like it's for the World Championship. Kirtley lets Matty Grove through in the 472. I think this might be our best battle.
Anything happen. Kirtley's trying to pass Matty Grove here.
In turn 6, over the whoops. Kirtley knows how to get it done at what we classify as the endurance tracks. Easton Hankins has gone to the pit lane. No, he hasn't. He's crashed in the 611 again. But Kirtley beat McFarland and Lifflander in the World Championship in 2024A. But speaking of McFarland, the gap is 1.3 from Countryman to McFarland. Let's see what it is at the end of the third lap. 1 minute 11.2 to an 11.0. Evan got a couple tenths out of Thad this time around. The Slapex battle looking good as well. Matty Grove over the jump of the start into Kirtley. And they both crash in turn one. Both continue to go, but Grove was all crossed up. I want to mention to everyone, I assume he still is. I assume a collarbone doesn't heal that quick. Apparently, Matty Grove had a broken collarbone that he raced on this past week, Brian. I had no idea. He raced one-handed.
No, this was years ago.
What? Do I not know what I'm talking about?
Years ago. Yes.
Okay. Listen, I don't know how to read. Brian, I blame you. I blame you.
Yeah.
I read the Discord and I thought it was recent.
Yeah. No, Matty broke his collar years ago.
Never mind. Countryman still leads. Evan McFarland in second. Welcome to the Josh Mertz has no idea how to read what dates are in Discord. Welcome to that show. And McAfee still holding third. Spalding closing in, but McAfee actually was 4/10 up the last time around, so we'll see when they refresh. White flag for the top two. McAfee 12.2 to a 12.5 for Spalding, so he's actually gapping the 39. We look at McFarland's stats in the 04 and Countryman in the 26. And lap times and projected lap. That's an interesting one, how it projects the lap. I never pay attention to it because it always fluctuates and changes.
It's very wrong.
Gap is about a second.
I gotta do new math. It's very wrong.
This Countryman through the whoops. It looks as though that you're going to crash when you're pointed driver's left towards the embankment, but it just magically straightens itself out.
Mm-hmm.
Half a lap to go. Evan will have one last send, but he's a second and a half behind. I don't think anything will happen through this, so a very orderly race off the start. And I think him getting stuck in traffic at the beginning is what hindered him here. But that Countryman, heat number one of week 3 will go much better than the first two. He'll win and be on pole for the first feature race tonight. McFarland second, McAfee in third, Chase Spalding, Kieran Lifflander, Matty Grove and Robbie Kirtley aren't done either. The Slapex teammates, this is for 6th. Kirtley to the inside on his team owner. They touch, Kirtley slides it, nearly loops it, he saves it. Grove will come home 6th, 7th Kirtley, 8th Funk, 9th Ulrich, and 10th Easton Hankins. And the vehicular gymnastics almost begin with Matty Grove.
Ooh.
That's a good sample.
Got a black flag. Not sure for what. Not sure if that 8th is going to hold. But Thad Countryman, Evan McFarland, Adam McAfee. Nope, moves him to the end. Chase Spalding, Kieran Lifflander, Matthew Grove, Robbie Kirtley, Joel Ehrlich, Easton Hankins, and Alexander Funk with a penalty moved.
Take us through Heat 2.
Starting grid for Heat 2. Cody Winecki, Brandon Forcade, Matthew Lindy, Rooster, Devin Hughes, Daryl Young, Jamison Leckenby, Garth McDade, Benny Archer, and Jake Robichaux.
I'm trying to see if there's anything from race control about... Nope, I can't see anything at least about why Alex Funk got a penalty. Might have been a jump start, passing under yellow, or a track cut that he didn't serve correctly. Unsure on that one. Lucky for him, he still races in the first feature race. Just in the back.
Everybody's taking everything tonight. We don't have over 24 cars, so everybody's going.
Winecki and Forcade on the front row of the grid for this heat race. This will set the outside, so driver's right grid line for the first feature race. And Alex Funk got a track cut right at the end, Brian, that he wasn't able to clear. And if you'd like to follow along with timing and scoring, I posted the link in chat. Feel free to join the conversation. Hashtag ASN TV USA. It's already been a fun night, and it's going to get even better through this second heat race and the feature races in a couple of minutes. 10 more vehicles getting set for 5 laps for heat number 2 here in Bark River. Winecki and Forcade lead us to green, but Forcade, terrible start. Great jump for Winecki. Lindy gets by Forcade in the 3 to the 043. Through turn 1, nearly landing on him was Forcade onto Lindy. Up the hill to turn 2. on board. Looking, drivers left into turn 3. The corner tightens up. Short straightaway, over a couple jumps. Position the vehicle through the chicane. Contact between Lass and Hughes, and off the road goes Lass. Losing places, Hughes, Young, Leckenby, Robichaux. Archer trying now to get by him. Jake Robichaux and Jamison Leckenby make contact over the jump. It looked like 4 trucks battling for 4th on back. Fourcade and Lindy. Lindy, the meat and the sandwich between these 2 drivers, the reigning cross-car champion, trying to chase down Cody Winicky in the 9. Fourcade knows how to get it done in these trucks as well, utilizing the cushion a groove higher than Lindy through turn 9, through turn 10 and 11. Somebody lost their fender. It was Winicky, at least on my end, but now he has it. He leads at the end of the first lap. Hughes, Young, Leckenby, Robichaux falling back from these top 3, Brian.
Yeah, top 3 have kind of just left the field. They're all within a second and a half of each other, and then it's 3 seconds back to Hughes. Then pretty much the rest of that field on top of each other. Let's see if we can get a higher view up on these guys. This backpack pretty close. We got
Leckenby and Young teammates.
Few sets of 2 here, but if we go look at Devin Hughes and then the gap to Brandon, it's quite the distance, Josh.
Leckenby almost lands on his teammate through the jump between 5 and 6. Robichaux and Lass as well making their way, trying to get in between these 2 KLR cars, battling away. We've lost Garth McDade in the 111, Brian. Not sure if you've got anything on your end as to what happened to the man from Idaho in the 111. Is this it? Are we going on a vehicular gymnastics? Yes, we are.
Oof. And he's upside down turtled in the infield.
Leckenby sends it on Lass, over, under, makes the spot back up. We haven't missed anything for the top 3, top 4, Lass and Leckenby. This is our best battle. Winicky sets fastest lap. Robichaux to the inside on Leckenby. Nothing doing between the 29 and the 69, exiting turn 1, down to turn 2. 7th, 8th, and 9th look like to be our closest battles. We can really put Daryl Young in 5th and Lass in 6th. So let's call it the back half. Still in a fierce battle. Devin Hughes is on an island all by himself. Daryl Young up in the air with a wheelie, loses the place to Lass. Back on track is Garth McDade. The inside of his teammate goes Leckenby on Young. Try to block pass or a hip check. Couldn't get it done, but gets it done through turn 7. Fourcade all over the racetrack trying to catch Lindy and Winicky. He continues to drop lap time. And Devin Hughes running well in the 60. Robichaux and Young beating and banging for the 7th position. I'm so excited in a couple minutes to have this field converge, Brian, because if we have this much action when there's only 10 cars in each race, who knows what'll happen. A lap and a half left to go.
Oh, Daryl Young almost pulled a Titanic. Nose sky high in the air, sank the back end back down to the track, managed to get it back on all 4s, but that
second time he's done that.
Jake Robichaux to try and get by here.
2 Canadians dueling away in the 69 and the 25. Young looks to drivers left, trying an over-under. They will head to the jump. Young had to hit the binders to avoid pushing wide and going off the road. Not missing anything up front. Gap from Winicky to Lindy, 1.4 seconds. Let's call it a second and a half, and then it's a further 3 seconds back to Fourcade in the 043. But these 2 Canadians still not giving up with this battle. Behind them, Benny Archer in the 411, the Australian. Great to see him on track. White flag up front for Winicky. Fourcade ran a second slower the last time around. Robichaux and Young, we just got to stay glued to these guys, and Jake Robichaux, he landed it! No, he didn't. I thought he was going to, and it tossed him into a roll. And the flip count, I think, is at 5. All I hear is immense laughter. He clipped the left. Jake, we have it. Jake, I know you're a trendsetter, right? What word am I trying to find? We now have to have a NASA Vehicular Gymnastics Challenge. It's solidified.
I think that's going to be a sick screenshot later on tonight.
We lost Garth McDade again. Not sure what happened to him, but Cody Winicky will round the final couple of corners, and he will win heat number 2. Matthew Lindy benefits off the great jump that Winicky had to take the second spot from Forcade, who comes home in third. Hughes, Lass, Leckenby, Young, Archer, everybody minds their own business across the line. Is Jake Robichaux back on track? No, he is not yet.
No, he will not be.
But
that car is done, Josh.
We have Garth McDade in the pit lane, and Jake Robichaux is not even on track. So let's see what the results do when everybody crosses the line at the end of Heat 2.
Cody Winicky, Matthew Lindy, Brandon Forcade, Devin Hughes, Matt Lass, P5, Jamison Leckenby, Daryl Young, Benjamin Archer, Jake Robichaux, and Garth McDade. Josh, you're going to have to read this grid real quick.
Thad Countryman, Cody Winicky, Evan McFarland, Matthew Lindy, Adam McAfee, Brandon Forcade, Chase Spalding, Devin Hughes, Kieran Lifflander, and Rooster, the top 10. As Brian has stepped away, 11th is Matty Grove, Jamison Leckenby, Robbie Kirtley, Daryl Young, Joe Ulrich, Benny Archer, Easton Hankins, Jake Robichaux, Alex Funk, and Garth McDade, 11th through 20th for our first feature race of the night. We have Chase Spalding playing recorder music over the radio. Everybody's having a great time, and we hope that you guys are having a great time as well. Welcome in to the NASA Pro 4 Challenge on ASN TV with Brian Sawyer in the production truck. And we have heard the national anthem. They interrupted my promo read. With Brian Sawyer in the production truck, my name is Josh Mertz for ASN TV in the commentary box. We just want to remind you that if you like what you see, ASN TV USA on every platform. And if you'd like your content broadcast at asnTVUSA.com. And if you'd like to race in the calamity that is NASA Sim Racing, Rallycross Supercars, Rallycross Lights, Crosscar, Pro 4, the World Rally Challenge starts back up tonight on the WRC game. Thank you, Dylan Thomas, for helping out with that. And our friends at SimCar also have Grand Am and Porsche Cup, NASASimRacing.com for any and all information. What do you think, Brian? Everybody's converged into this first feature race. Thad walks away?
A little bit, but I think we're going to have a nice fight between the top 5, maybe top 6. Well, I think we'll have a nice second group and maybe a little third group. Some of these guys are a few seconds off pace, so.
So big thing to note that the leader has control of the initial start. And if Cody Winicky or anybody else jump, they'll get a penalty. And that's an iRacing penalty. That's not a NASA penalty. So you have to be careful. And Thad Countryman can go whenever he pleases. Hopefully there's not going to be any gamesmanship tonight in Bark River. Thanks for joining us so far for qualifying the heat races as we get set for the first feature race for Pro 4s in Bark River. Green flag. Thad Countryman. Great jump. Winicky second. McFarland to the inside. No dice. Into turn 1. Lindy, Forcade, McAfee, Spalding, Lifflander, Lass, Grove, Leckenby, Ulrich, Young, Hankins, Archer, Robichaux, Funk, McDade. The grid through the first corner. Everybody calm so far. No horrible calamity through the first section of track. McAfee, Forcade, Spalding trying to get by side over the jump. Closes the door. Did Forcade on Spalding. Spalding sends it 3 wide on the right. Through the whoops. Try not to crash into each other. Spalding finds a way around again, mounting the dirt to get the truck to rotate, and Forcade loses a spot. He'll potentially lose 2 places. We've lost Easton Hankins. He did not take the grid.
No, he did. Easton
19th.
Hankins took the grid. He jumped and got spun around in the jump in the back and lost all his spots and said, I'm done.
So Hankins out in this first feature race. At the end of the first lap, Thad Countryman leads. Hankins is back, and I'm trying to figure out who we lost, Brian, because the 20th car did not take the start. It was Robbie Kirtley. He did not take the start of the feature race. McFarland and Lindy battling for third. Winicky and Countryman pulling away. These two former teammates in the NASA Rallycross World Championship. They know how each other drives. McFarland better run through 4 into 5. Over the jump, down to 6. Lindy further drivers left than you'd want to be. McFarland tries to fight to the apex, and Lindy puts him on the embankment. As Alex Funk has crashed, he's crossed the, no, he has not crossed the track, but he has turtled in the 122.
Oh, we see him off to the right there in the picture. We'll take a replay back in a second, see what exactly happened.
Lifflander gets by Hughes. Spalding and Fourcade still dueling away. Take us to that replay if you would like, but Lass and Hughes battling away, and Lass has to save the truck. Let's take a second look. Oh, he clipped the embankment, did Funk, and that just set him up for crashing.
Oh, that is it.
That Countryman fastest lap, 1:10.886 for the 26. Brandon Fourcade into Spalding. These two are not giving up for the 6th position. Side by side. Spalding,
Josh.
Fourcade. Yes, Brian.
I got one note. I gotta say, congratulations, Kieran Lifflander. You have survived the first lap in the truck race. Weeks 1 and 2 have not been kind to him.
It's Devin Hughes, speaking of not being kind, Joe Ulrich has crashed into the gantry. Massive hit for the 8. Off the road is Hughes. Turtled is Ulrich. Let's try and get a second look at that because Hughes was all crossed up. I think Ulrich was just trying to avoid. It was through the 4 and 5 chicane. This is Hughes.
Oh.
Ulrich caught the embankment, and that would have been certain not good.
That's a red flag. That's a red flag.
No red flags in the virtual world. Joel Ulrich goes to the pit lane, has to settle for last effectively in this heat, in this feature race.
He received the meatball flag for that one.
Leckenby to the inside on Matty Grove. You said congratulations and you started to say a name. I thought you were going to say Chris Lunan. I will say it. Congrats, my friend, bringing the baby into the world today. Awesome to see. We know we've been waiting for that for a while. We'll see you eventually. Chris Lunan,
in 6 years, bud.
Eventually, right? Let's get a running order reset. We're about halfway through this first feature race. Thad Countryman, Cody Winicky. Let me tell you, Brian, Winicky's not letting him run away. There's a second between them. Lindy and McFarland third, fourth. McAfee fifth. Fourcade, Spalding, Lifflander, Lass, Grove the top 10. Leckenby, Robichaux, Young, Archer, McDade, Hughes through 16th. Couple guys battling, Archer and McDade. Alex Funkin 17th, Ulrich with a meatball flag in 18th, Hankins 19th, Kirtley 20th. Those three in the back off of the racing surface.
Garth McDade getting by Benjamin Archer's husk of a vehicle there.
Listen,
Kind of falling apart.
Benny is trying his best, okay, in the 411. Their car might be falling apart, but he's still driving. We look at Evan McFarland, still battling. Matthew Lindy, 5-time reigning and defending NASA Rallycross World Champion on the one-time former NASA Rallycross Contenders Champion and the reigning cross car champion in the 3. But these guys know how to get it done. At the sharp end of the field, McFarland was going to be turning, too shallow, hit the bank. He had to save it, Brian. Leckenby and Grove. This is for 10th between these two. Off the road is Funky, stays out of the way with the blue flag. Grove, former champion of Contenders and the World Rally Challenge. Mid-pack in the Pro 4s, looking good either way. Jake Robichaux making it a sleigh peck sandwich. Jamison Leckenby screaming, "I'm in danger," in the 29 between these guys. Way out onto the embankment nearly as Robichaux in the 69. He got a good run off the corner, I'll tell you that, though. And just an update, to our random spectators. We have one, Brian. Remember how we had that last week in Cross Car? As lap number 5 ending, lap 6 beginning. Still a second or so, 0.8 between Countryman and Winicky. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us, watching the NASA Pro 4 Challenge here on ASN TV in Bark River. Countryman, Winicky, Lindy, McFarland, McAfee. Top 5 haven't changed. The running order really hasn't changed except in the back of the field between these two Slapex trucks. It's Leckenby now.
Back half became a mission. Bunch of switch ups here. Let's actually take a look at front 5. Not much has changed. Lindsay got past McFarland. The rest stays the same. Actually, pretty much still 7th. Lifflander, Matt last. Grove up a spot. Robichaux up 7th. Good for him. Leckenby right where he started. Hughes lost 6. Plus 2. But it's pretty much on their pace. Just 1 or 2 spots up for everybody.
2 laps to go. Robichaux gets by. Leckenby. Go back to this battle. Everybody else is minding their own business, but these two Slapex boys and this lone KLR car, this is a war between these three, and this is for 10th. McFarland and Lindy also battling for 3rd. You know, if I didn't have you, I would lose my mind, Brian. McFarland chasing down his former teammate. Down to turn number 6. Lindy holds it. McFarland trying. He's been losing time. Dare I say it's stuck behind Lindy in the 3?
Yeah.
Tries to make something happen. Moves him out of the way. Will at least
McFarland's
get...
got more pace than Lindy, but he doesn't have enough pace to pass.
Catching is one thing, passing is another in motorsport, whether it's real or virtual. Leckenby has gotten by the two Slapex boys who are dueling now for 11th in the back of the field. White flag for Countryman. 1 lap to go in this first heat race, feature race, sorry. What a send by McFarland, but Lindy saved it.
He was trying to throw the slider, get the rear end unlocked a little bit on Lindy. Make Lindy have to do a correction, lose a bunch of time, and slide on by. Just didn't happen there. He'll probably try it again somewhere in here. They were teaching me about this move the other night. To kind of try and loosen up the rear of the car in front of you and make them have to overcorrect.
Gap is still a second between Countryman and Winicky. Here's the thing. I think the race is going to be won on the start because those two are matching lap times. Lindy still holding off McFarland, despite McFarland being about a 10th quicker, as Lindy into the wall compromises his entry to 6, and McFarland takes the spot. Here comes McAfee in the 18 as well. Devin Hughes in the back of the field has joined up on this Slapex duel that we will join momentarily. As we've got McFarland, Lindy, and McAfee dueling for the 3rd place as well. Grove, Robichaux, and Hughes over the jump to turn 6. This is for 11th, 12th, and 13th. Up front, across the line, Thad Countryman wins the first feature. Second is Winicky. McFarland, Lindy, and McAfee will come home in the top 5. Let's run back to this battle, Bryant, because it's still not over. Grove trying to bully his way past the 69 of Robichaux. Looking drivers left. Can Grove send it, get to the cushion? Here comes Devin, 2 for 1 special, maybe for Hughes if he can get by Robichaux, or if Grove comes together with his team driver, hits the wall. No, he doesn't. Hughes looks. Robichaux stuck on the wall, 50-50 grind. Grove into the fence, and it'll be a 2 for 1 special for Devin Hughes. He comes home in 11th.
Somebody help Jake. Somebody go push him.
What a race.
That destroyed Jake's vehicle.
As Jake Robichaux is... Oh, I thought Benny was going to go and let him. Somebody let him across the line.
Dan Countryman, Cody Winicky, Evan McFarland, Matthew Lindy, Adam McAfee, Brandon Forkade, Chase Spalding, Kieran Lifflander, Matt Lass, Jameson Leckenby, Devin Hughes, Daryl Young, Matthew Grove, Jake Robichaux, Benjamin Archer. This is incorrect because they are still finishing. So actually from 13th on back, we're looking at Garth McDade, Benny Archer, Matt Grove, Jake Robichaux, Joe Hankins,
We thought the first feature race was fun. It's going to get even better. We're going to step aside for a short break, and when we return, we conclude the night here in Michigan.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
Side by
it.
side between these two in the turn one, this is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up and to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. strip on the inside. Phil, Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Marcus will hold the spot.
The NASA Pro 4 Challenge on ASN TV is brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to ASN TV, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. And if you'd like your content broadcasted, you can contact us at asnTVUSA.com. If you'd like to race in the calamity that is NASA Sim Racing in 2026, whether it's Rallycross Supercars, Lights, Pro 4, Cross Car, Stage Rally, or some asphalt stuff with our friends at SimCar, all the information is at nasasimracing.com. As we welcome you back in to round 3 of the Pro 4 Challenge from Bark River in Michigan, with Brian Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz for ASN TV. And Mr. Sawyer, we are about to grid for our second feature race. What are we thinking?
I really don't have a prediction for this race, Josh. All I know is I think the Slapex boys are having the time of their life. I don't think they're exactly racing the way some of the higher class Pro 4 drivers would like to be raced. They're racing a little aggressively, but it's mainly between themselves. I think they're having a blast. That's all I've noticed.
Before we grid, take us through upcoming programming and then take us through the grid as we are getting ready to pace, in Michigan.
Absolutely. Let's take a look. There it is. This Sunday, we got NASA Sunday Night Lights. We're going to go to Winton. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Tuesday, we got the Cross Car Masters at Hell. And then in 2 weeks' time, we're back here for Pro 4 at Crandon. SimCar starts the 20th. I think that's what it says. I can't read that far. And I can't even read the track, but it's coming back.
On the third Grand Am?
Yeah.
Road America on the 30th.
Road America.
Apparently at 3:30 p.m.
That's
Eastern Time, but I can guarantee you it's not that early.
Let's hit the grid.
That
Countryman Cody Winicki, Evan McFarland, Matthew Lindy, Adam McAfee, Brandon Forkid, Chase Spalding, Kieran Lifflander, Matt Last, Jameson Leckenby, Devin Hughes, Daryl Young, Garth McDade, Benjamin Archer, Matthew Grove, Jake Robichaux, Joel Ehrlich, Alexander Funk, Easton Hankins, and Robbie Kirtley round out the field.
Second and final race. Can I be a chaos gremlin while we pace? What if you inverted the grid on this second feature race?
I thought about inverting it for the first.
That would be a good idea. Everyone on track would not like it.
Nobody on track would like it because the back half of this field is so far off pace that the whole front half will be coming in about a half lap. I think we'd have 6 cars.
I want to give a shout out. We have Dylan Connolly jumping in chat. He raced with us the fourth ever race of NASA Sim Racing. It was at Riverside in 2012. It was in July of 2012. He says, I remember racing this 15 years ago. Well, my friend, we're still here, and we're having a great time. We have 20 trucks, technically, Brian, but we've lost a couple on our grid. We only have... Oh, no, all 20's on track, so Kirtley and Hankins are back. All righty. Thanks for joining us all evening on ASN TV for the final feature for round 3 of Pro 4s here in Bark River. Get your hard hats and your glasses. It's going to be nuts. Green flag.
Early.
Over the jump. Countryman, Winicki, McFarland, side by side. What a round! It's McAfee in front of the field. He doesn't get hit by the rest of the field, but he's off the road, back to the back of the field. McAfee in 20th. Kirtley and Robichaux in 18th and 19th. They're a little bit farther behind. Nice and calm through the field, as calm as you can be, as McDade and Hankins with Grove and Funk in the middle of the pack dueling away through the 4 and 5 chicane. Over the jump to 6. Lindy, McFarland, Winicki, Countryman, Winicki, to the inside looking. This is his best opportunity to try and make something happen. Otherwise, that Countryman will say goodbye. Thanks for the race win.
Exactly, Josh. Like we said before,
Chaos with McDade and Hankins in turn 6. Well, oh, no. Oh, my. Oh, God. ASN After Dark. Don't go back and look at that. I mean, you can. It was when two trucks love each other. That is what just happened, and they both crashed.
Oh, Cody Winecki trying to make a move on the inside on Countryman. Doesn't make it happen. They get a little tangled up there. Like we said before, though, Josh, enough pace to keep up with, but not enough pace to pass. Cody Winecki needs to make it happen in one corner, and if he does, I don't think Thad might have enough to pass Winecki. Like you said, they've been identical on lap times. So
it's just one of those moves where it's not a nice pass. It's a pretty naughty pass that you have to make from a couple of zip codes away, but you have to lick the stamp and send it for anything to happen. We're going to look at the uncensored. Oh. Yeah, I told you. I told you. Listen.
A little bit of woohoo there.
That's the launch of ASN plus or something. I don't know. I digress. Business plans during a show don't work.
An off-row expedition.
Is this turn 6 or is this a replay? Are we back on live pictures?
We're back on live.
Trying to fight Easton Hankins in the 122 to the 611. Hip check. Goodbye, Alex. Out of the way. Oh, Winecki up front. He crashed trying to catch Countryman. Hit McFarland, hit Lindy, and now Lindy in second. This is what Countryman wants. These guys still side by side dueling away. McFarland hip checks his former teammate, and here comes Winecki. No! They touch wheels. Second, third, and fourth are letting Countryman streak away with this lead and with the potential victory. This is not what you want to do if you're trying to chase him down.
Not what they want to do, but it's what I like watching.
And
good
into
race.
onto the berm goes Winecki, cuts the track. That's going to be a slowdown.
Yeah, he's going to lose to 4K, probably Lifflander and Spalding and Last.
This is the points leader that is having these issues. I don't want to say that Countryman will lead the points, but I'm pretty confident he will. McFarland to the inside on Lindy. Sorry, Brian. Making his way through on the maneuver that he couldn't do earlier on. The pass is not over yet. Hanging there at the quarter panel is Lindy on McFarland. Lindy will have the run unless McFarland could close the door. But Lindy says, see ya, I'm going to move you out of the way and put him back to second. McFarland has drivers left. We have the inside to do the exact same move. Block pass, slide jump. No! Lindy into the wall! McFarland said, not today, not again. And over goes 4K in the 043 in sympathy. And 4K pulls out in front of a couple of cars. Not sure on that rejoin. That was pretty nasty. What did we just watch?
Well, we watched Evan McFarland kind of try and close the door on Lindy. Lindy get up into the berm and then touch that wall. I think his engine ate that wall because you saw the whole hood just kind of cave in there, Josh. And once that happened, his car just no longer drove. We're going to look at it on replay here. Watch.
Did they even touch? I don't think they touched.
Yeah, we'll run it back just a hair.
I think that was clean from Evan.
Nope, they touched right there. Popped up Lindy. Lindy hits there, and you just see his engine just fall out of the vehicle. It tries to self-repair, but then he gets rear-ended. Have anymore? Who's that? 4K right there.
4K
also.
4K is off the track in the 043.
Interesting rejoin.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one.
Pictures.
Here's the problem with this. You, as a racing driver, whether virtual or real, you get so tunnel vision, but especially in virtual, you get tunnel vision. I have to get back on track, screw everybody else, but then you crash the entire field. And then, away we go. That Countryman.
Teammate Kieran Lifflander there.
Hold on!
Yes.
Kieran Lifflander's in third, the former NASA Rallycross world champion. That's what you're telling me after this chaos.
Yeah, he's finally had a good week.
Finally, in the 20. Was banished to join us 2 days ago, and now he's on a podium run. Good for him. Finally, the luck's going his way. Let's get a running order reset as we are just about halfway through. It has been a bloodbath so far. Thad Countryman leads, Evan McFarland second, Kieran Lifflander in third. So the last 6 NASA Rallycross World Championships represented on the podium here. Chase Spalding fourth, Matt Lass, Devin Hughes, Joel Ulrich, Adam McAfee, Jamison Leckenby, Daryl Young, the top 10. Benny Archer, Jake Robichaux, Robbie Kirtley, Easton Hankins, Garth McDade, and Alex Funk through 16th. We've lost Cody Winicky, the points leader, Matthew Lindy, Brandon Forcade, and Matty Grove. This is going to shake up the points with the drop week, but him being down the order, Lifflander and Spalding not done. Spalding on the outside. What a maneuver on Lifflander.
That was a good run. That outside line really let him carry the speed all the way around. Josh, we're going to pop back to the battle for 10th, though. It's a four-way battle with Daryl Young, Benny Archer, and then the chaos it is Slaypex Racing of Jake Robichaux and Robbie Kirtley. They're going to move their way through.
This is going to be a brawl.
Or
We've got
attempt.
Ulrich and McAfee battling for 7th. And Evan's got nothing for Thad, and I'm not trying to disparage our reigning world champion, but Evan was 4/10 down the last time around. Countryman looking really good here with 2.5 laps to go.
Well, at the end of the last week, I said, how you feeling about Bark? And he goes, that's going to wax the whole field. And that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Robichaux hit the first berm, hit the second into his... No, he didn't hit his teammate. That was going to end horribly for Kirtley if they had touched. But Kirtley takes the 12th spot away from Jake Robichaux.
Adam
McAfee and
beautiful
Ulrich.
Over under on Ulrich. Gets it by. Let's see if he can make it stick on this corner, because this is where usually he can get it back. Ulrich's got nothing for him. Going back to Robichaux, and Robichaux gets around. He's cutting the track. He's off-roading. Bye, Jake.
Kirtley and Archer side by side
Right.
in turn 9. Kirtley will have the outside, gets a hip check from Archer. Archer closes the door. Kirtley tries an over-under potentially through 10, 11, and 12. But Archer holds the spot. The Aussie sits in the 11th position on board Kirtley. Over the jump to begin the lap. Turn 1, completely blind, off camber. You better hope you're pointed to the correct area of where you want to go. As we mentioned earlier, Brian, 2 and 3 never ending until it does. And it's essentially a sudden 90 left. Down the straightaway with a couple of jumps. In the 4 and 5 chicane, you have to be turning before you take flight. Through 5.
There's
Over the
Devin
jump to
Hughes.
6. Woo! Devin Hughes has crashed in turn 6 in the 60, and he's off the road. Put him to 16th. White flag for Thad Countryman in the 26. Impressive pace from him. I want to give a shout out to everyone hanging out and watching with us tonight on ASN Live or on ASN On Demand. It has been a wonderful night of Pro 4 racing here at Bark River. Just to put it into perspective, Thad Countryman was 0.6 of a second faster than Evan McFarland the last time around, but Evan was a further 0.8 faster than Chase Spalding. And Chase Spalding, Brian, taking the fight to his team owner Kieran Lifflander, the same man who won the NASA Rallycross World Championship a couple seasons ago. Crazy to see.
That was really just one great pass, and that afforded him the opportunity. A second and a half off of Kieran.
Through the final couple of corners. Couldn't get the victory in week 1 due to a crash. Had Connor Berry show up, so we couldn't win week 2. But Thad Countryman has made the prediction true, sweeping the night, winning in Bark River. Impressively tonight by 6 seconds over Evan McFarland. And Chase Spalding on the podium in the 39. What a run for him. Lifflander 4th, Matt Lass in 5th, as the rest of the field winds their way through. Let's take a look at McDade and Hankins. This is for 12th. Battling, coming to the checkered flag. McDade hit the bank. Shallow line into turn number 9. Cutting the track is McDade. Here comes Hankins. 6:11. He'll have the better run into 10. Robichaux in the 69 getting close as well. Over the tabletop to the inside goes Hankins, shoving McDade out of the way into the wall, but McDade will hold it, yes. As Hankins gets a slowdown, he loses the place as well. I think he did. To Daryl Young.
Lost a couple spots there.
Take us through the results, Brian, of a crazy second feature in Bark River.
I think Thad Countryman winning this evening, followed by Evan McFarland in the surprise, Chase Spalding, Kieran Lifflander P4, Matthew Lass P5, McAfee, Ehrlich, Leckenby, Kirtley, and Archer top 10. Garth McDade, Jake Robichaux, Daryl Young, Easton Hankins, Alex Monk, Devin Hughes, Cody Wienecke, Matthew Lindy, Brandon Forcade, and Matthew Grove. 20. Josh, we lost 5 cars. 5 out of 20.
Attrition.
Big attrition race today.
Bark River has always been a track where it's obviously race your competitors right, but it's always, I don't even want to say Bark River, all these tracks. It's race the track. You have to respect these tracks, respect the jumps, respect the berms, because if you go a millimeter off, you're crashing in spectacular fashion. Brian, I know you have points to calculate. If you want to give me programming notes, I can go over those while you click some buttons. Before you run away, I want to tell you of our next stream here on ASN TV, and it is Sunday Night Lights at Winton in Australia. That's the 19th. You'll have Brian Sawyer and Josh Darnell for that. I'm going to be driving at Winton, such a phenomenal track. 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Pro 4, remember, it's alternating with Crosscar. So Pro 4 is off next Tuesday. Crosscar returns at Hell in Norway. Another interesting track for the Crosscars. How they're going to hit the curbs and the dirt. It's going to be a fun time. That'll be Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. You'll have myself and Brian Sawyer for that. And you'll notice SimCar returns on the 30th of July at Road America in Wisconsin, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll be there. I don't know if it's going to be Brian or Alex. We'll figure that out as we go. And I just want to remind everyone, yet again, with the Sim Gaming Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois, September 18th through the 20th, ASN will be back on location for the entire weekend. Ticket information and everything really regarding that at simgamingexpo.com. As Thad Countryman, our victor tonight, and take us through the points, Brian.
Thad Countryman, our victor tonight, takes control of the points. 208 to Evan McFarland's 195. Matthew Lindy in P3, 194. Wienecke, 174. Big drop for him. Chase Spalding, P5, 172. Kieran Lifflander, Joel Ehrlich, Brandon Forcade, Adam McAfee, and Matt Lack up the top 10. Look at that. I forgot about the arrows. Thad up 2. Evan up 3. Whole lot of movement here. Garth McDade, Daryl Young, Robbie Kirtley, Connor Berry, Benjamin Archer, Matthew Grove, Leckenby, Kaplan, and Gosh. Any more than that? We do. Look at this. Robichaux, Hankins, Herbie, Boyd, Garcia, Thomas, Hughes, Olden. Gosh, we've had a lot of drivers in this series. And Pascucci. 32
so 32 have ran at least one race, which is awesome. And it says, what, 40 cars registered? Let's call it 39 because it registers you as a driver.
Yeah.
Before we get some final thoughts, I just want to remind everyone, not Sunday Night Lights, Josh, you know how to read. Pro 4, NASA Pro 4 Challenge on ASN TV, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams for more information, and thank you so much to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. If you like what you saw tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to ASN TV, no matter the platform at ASN TV USA. And if you'd like your content broadcasted, you can contact us at asnTVUSA.com. If you tuned in and you're new, welcome in. Genuinely appreciated for you hanging out with us, and you're like, man, this is crazy. I want to race. Guess what? NASASimRacing.com is the destination for you. Nearly 750 people in our Discord server, whether it's Rallycross Supercars, Rallycross Lights, the Pro 4 trucks, the Cross Car, or if you like to be by yourself in a car with a co-driver yelling at you with some stage rally, we have that as well, or some asphalt stuff with GT3 and Porsche Cup with our friends at SimCar. All the info is at NASASimRacing.com. Mr. Sawyer, I expected the chaos that we saw, and I knew that Thad Countryman was quick, but what could have been with Lindy and McFarland? I knew it was going to boil over at some point, and Thad said, thanks a lot, I'm going to win the race uncontested. And what about Chase Spalding, passing Kieran for the podium place?
Yeah, a lot of crazy things happened tonight. Really enjoyed that. Evan Lindy and Wienecke. That's the only one that made it out of that one alive, though. Congrats to Spalding. That was a great run, just keeping it together. And, yeah, made an excellent move on Lifflander. Got by for the podium off of it. So, Well, no, great race. Looking forward to Brandon for the finale. I don't think a lot of these drivers have experienced the land rush, and we'll have a whole bunch of them.
I expected it, but we are doing a land rush.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to feel. Well, I don't know how to feel as in like how chaos it's going to be. I'm not ready for it. But we got a couple weeks to prepare. The checkered flag has fallen on the evening for the NASA Pro 4 Challenge. On behalf of our entire production staff, my name is Josh Mertz. Thank you for joining us tonight at Bark River. We congratulate our winner, Thad Countryman, on a 1-1 result tonight. And be sure to join us Sunday for Sunday Night Lights in Winton in Australia. And until then, so long, everyone.